Hello, my name is Daniel, also known as Daniel32 or Fiddle Plays on my gaming channel here on YouTube. And today I just decided to do a bit of a story about some about my life and mainly just about my soccer life. Um, so I am a player for Atlanta United Unified. Um, I'm currently on my second season, so you might see me on their Instagram page, or you might see me when we have games on their live streams on their website or YouTube. So if you see a big Asian looking dude along the fields, that's more than likely me. But yeah, um so getting into the story now, it all kind of started all the way back in 2014 in the fall when I was about 8 years old. And you know, I don't think I ever really thought I would be in soccer or really wanted to try it, but soccer has kind of always ran in my family. I think it was something that a lot of my older brothers did. My sisters also did soccer, but it mainly ran in the male side of my family. Like, my two older brothers were hugely into soccer. Like, I think my oldest did college soccer, and then my brother did various club and varsity soccers. But either way, I started officially, and I didn't start at a advanced level. My dad found this league. It was like a rec kind of league at a church, and it's basically like a Christian soccer league. It's called Upward, so it's, to keep it short, it's basically just a Christian soccer league where you're like learning the basics of soccer. It's a safe place to have fun, improve your skills, and that sort of things. Like, I'm not going to go into the whole Christian aspect of it because I don't really talk about that stuff. But anyways, that was something that I did for several years. It was very fun as far as I can remember. I just grew to absolutely love the sport. My first ever season, I can't remember anything that happened because I was so young, but it was a new thing, and but as the seasons progressed and as the years went by, I improved a lot. And this is a program that ran through the spring and the fall, so I have a feeling that's kind of the norm for most soccer leagues and clubs. Like, they kind of run through, the spring and fall, because winter is kind of Christmas time era, and then summer is usually summer break, so makes sense. But regardless, yeah, I mean, I think I remember I was coached by someone. I don't really remember his name, but I think my very first team name was the Wogs, and I think it was based on a basketball team called the Horned Frogs or something. I don't know, but it was a silly name. But that's kind of how it worked in the Upward programs. We would create a team. We had our team that they assigned and different coaches, and then we just vote on a team name. So maybe we'd all come up with one, and yeah, it was who the majority of agreed on one, and that would be our team name. So yeah, and yeah, so that was something that I did for many years. I think about 6 years. So I became quite good, and my dad actually ended up being my primary coach for all those years, except for that one first season. But my brother also got involved as like a ref, and then the final season I remember all the way back in 2021 when I was like 14, almost 15. I think our team name ended up being the Rainbow Lucky Llamas, and to any gamers who might be watching this video, it's obviously a reference to Fortnite. You got the llamas. Like, the llama is a huge part of Fortnite, and they're kind of lucky because you get so much stuff. And they're rainbow. So yeah, that's what I ended up basing it off of. But anyways, so yeah, the Upward program, I think it runs through like maybe preschool, kindergarten through late middle school. So by the time I finished, I was 14, and I think I was in my final year of middle school when it was my time to be done. I aged out, so it sucked. I would miss it. I still remember those days. It was fun, and yeah. So, well, later in the summer, we kind of start thinking about me doing some other soccer leagues, and I actually ended up doing a soccer camp for a place called Ambush, which happened to be a soccer club that was in my city. So yeah, Ambush, I did a camp. It was fun, and I think I did well. It was really nice. I can't remember a whole lot that went on. It was just, soccer skills, activities, just different sorts of stuff that we would go there every day and do soccer. So yeah. And then later on that fall, I officially tried out, and I think I ended up joining a team for that league. It was like an ambush rec league. And that was something I did for a few months, just for one season. And I say that is when my skills for soccer really went up. I can almost say upward. Like, it's kind of ironic that I played for a program called Upward, and then my skills in soccer, sharpness went upward. They really improved. So yeah, that kind of taught me, that kind of just showed me a little bit more of an environment that I wasn't used to, but it was more competitive, fast-paced, quick on your feet, quick thinking, and I really strived well in that. And, that was actually the first time I ever actually did some travel type stuff. So, I would travel throughout my state, usually within the general areas, but yeah, it was fun, and surprisingly, my team was nice, because I feel like, I don't know, maybe the general soccer atmosphere is just not nice in general, but that's not me. But yeah, so, alright, where was I? So yeah, I did that for one season, fall 2021. By the end, I liked it, but this was at a time when I was kind of getting in worse shape. I don't really want to go much into it, and I can't remember much, but, fast forward next year, yeah, that, by the time next year rolled around, I kind of realized that I just wasn't in the mood for soccer. It was a difficult choice, but I was going to do Ambush again, but I decided to not do it anymore. And, so yeah, I think I ended up quitting, taking a break from soccer, and I focused a lot on karate, which, weirdly enough, nowadays, karate isn't something I really enjoy anymore, but that's something that I don't really want to get into. But yeah, so for about 2 years, I just took a big break from soccer. I didn't really know if I would ever return to it. Well, yeah, so 2023 rolls around, end of 2023. I ended up with an autism diagnosis. So yeah, I have autism, but it's whatever. And around this time, I was thinking, man, it would be nice. It would be nice to start playing soccer again. And we actually kind of started looking for leagues that are kind of catering towards people with special needs. And eventually, we find a place called North Fulton United, which is specifically a soccer program for people like me. So I got signed up, and then a few months later, I started back up, and I still kind of remember it. I hadn't lost my touch. I was still pretty good. I was rusty and frankly, out of shape. But it was something I got back into, and then I had fun. I started to enjoy soccer again, and this was kind of the first introductory to my new life at Special Olympics, and I think I was 17 by this time too. So that was it, and I was also wanting to try out for the Atlanta United Unified team, which is Atlanta United's Special Olympics team. So basically, it's a team where there's athletes and partners. So athletes are people like me who have intellectual disabilities, and the partners are the people that have no disabilities. So they're the ones helping us. So I end of 2024, I ended up trying out. I had no idea if I was gonna make it because I don't know. I just felt like I didn't do too well. And about a month later, to my surprise, I made the unified team. So yeah, that was probably some of the greatest news of my life. I was very happy, and yeah, that. I think that's where my new chapter in soccer life started, with Atlanta United. Like I never knew I could play for a professional club like that. And so the experiences I've had in 2025 have been really fun. I've got to travel some. It was the first time I actually ever have been out of the country to Toronto. That's where we had one of our matches. And so we just traveled different places. And I've met so many cool people. And I've just had a lot of fun with it. And it was a good year too, because we went to Houston for something called the Genuine World Cup, and we ended up winning on our division, so that was fun. We were champions. So yeah, overall, I'd say my first season with Atlanta United Unified was very fun. It was a big change of life, physically, mentally, spiritually. So yeah, and I tried out again. I feel like I did a lot better than I did the first time, and I made it. So here I am with my second year. We just had our first game a couple weeks ago, so yeah, it was a tie, but so far we're undefeated. So hopefully we can keep up that streak for another year. So yeah. Anyways, that's about it. I don't think I have much else to say, and I'll see you later.